Hello students, a very warm welcome to JEE English, Unacademy, India's leading and largest test preparation platform. And students, don't limit your challenges but challenge your limits. So one of the things is today we'll be having a short quiz on units and dimensions. Join us quickly. This is the code you need to join the quiz. So if you aren't still aware of the process, I can take you through the process. But students who are aware of the process, just type in 094323 on your this quiz joining code and join the quiz immediately. Students, you're going to do a very short quiz like the kind of questions that you can expect in your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. So let's do that. And before that, students, if you don't know how to get onto this quiz, I'll give you a short introduction on how to do this. So first of all, you need to download Unacademy learning app. You'll just type in Unacademy on your Google Play Store or App Store. And the first app that you'll find is going to be Unacademy learning app, and then you'll click on that install button, and after that you will log in. And once you log in, you will be able to see, if you click on that extension bar, you'll be able to see this plus. You don't need to subscribe to plus, you just need to click on this, and then there will be on the bottom, if you notice, there are like home, syllabus, tests, browse and updates. You'll click on the tests and you'll click on the join quiz. Once you click on the join quiz, you will have an option to enter an ID, quiz ID. So you're going to enter this ID 094323 on this on your join quiz code, and post that you will be joining the quiz. So quickly guys, quickly enter this code, and let's see how many of you join the quiz, and accordingly we'll make a decision. And anyway, in the next 3 minutes, good. We already have one student on this quiz, and yes, we'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll get started. And we are this is like a free functionality or a free feature by Unacademy, and you can attend many quizzes that will be hosted by many lecturers moving forward. So this will sort of give you, but this is a practice session. So for each question you'll have 80 seconds. So get your pen and paper, ask your friends to come on board. If you're still not aware of the how to get on to quiz, I'll give you again a short understanding or of the process. So you need to type in Unacademy, and the first search result is going to be an Unacademy learning app. You'll click on that install. This is Play Store or App Store interface, and then you'll choose plus, and you don't need to be a plus student. And then you need to click onto the plus, and you'll see test. You'll click on join quiz, and then you'll enter this ID, and the quiz ID is 094323. We already have one student, and anyway, any number of students, will get it started in next 2 minutes. So make sure you're joining the quiz, and you're answering the quiz, guys. It's very important that you answer the quiz. Do not get discouraged. It's possible some questions are a little bit tougher, but at the same time you'll have easy questions. So that being said, we already have 2 students, and 2 more minutes, guys. 2 more minutes. Like, whoever wants to join, just join it. Share it on your social media. Share this video on the social media so that your friends can also join, and make them aware of the process, how to get onto this. You need an Unacademy learning app. You'll click on that plus button, and then you'll click on the test, and then you'll click on join quiz, which will be visible over here, and then you'll enter this ID 094323, and yes, you'll just wait for me to just start the quiz. And along the way, I'll be giving you some hints. Make sure you're taking not necessarily if you're well versed with the topic, or if you have practiced the topic really well, you will not do that. But if not, make use of the hint, okay? And I'll be discussing hints with each question, and I think we have 1 more minute, and within that 1 more minute, hi for study, join the quiz. Actually really good for study. Yes, you came up with the answer for one of the JEE Advanced questions, but make sure you're keeping up with the pace. You need to also maintain that speed. So we'll be discussing few methods today to boost that speed in this PYQ session. Today we are going to have a PYQ session, guys, on units, dimensions and measurements. And tomorrow onwards, we'll be starting a one-shot lecture on Unacademy Learning app. If you're looking for a revision or if you haven't started it at all, you can start attending it. It will commence from 11 a.m. in the morning and it will happen on Saturday, Sunday and Monday continuously back to back on these 3 days. So attend the session. Really good. Yesterday I got your answer and it was amazing. I even checked your answer. I knew your answer was correct. But I'll today take you through some of the methods to do that. After this quiz, we'll start discussing PYQs. In each and every question, I'll be discussing, like small tricks that you can make use of in a JEE Advanced exam. But this is exclusively from examination perspective. Okay, you're not going to do with this in every practice session. Okay. Good. So I believe we have the students, and I'm just beginning the quiz. It's already 7:35. So yes, there you go, students. You can still join the quiz. It's 094323, and the quiz starts, guys. Get ready. Get set, go, get your pen and paper and get ready. Alright, so what are the topics in this? This is an easier one. So this is about Vernier caliper. Very nice, actually, very easy question, I believe. Guys, this is actually a previous year JEE Advanced question. So take your time. You have 60 seconds more, actually 63 seconds more. But by the time you are hearing me, you probably only have 50 seconds. So I'll read out the question. N divisions on the main scale of a Vernier calipers coincides with the n+1 divisions of the Vernier scale. If each division on the main scale is of A units, then the least count of the instrument. What is the least count of Vernier calipers? You remember the theory? How do we calculate it? You basically subtract one main scale division. Given that main scale division is larger than Vernier scale division, you will subtract one least main scale reading or one main scale division from one Vernier scale division. And given to you is n divisions of a Vernier scale main scale reading is equal to n+1 divisions on Vernier scale. Then what is the Vernier scale reading? Vernier scale reading is going to be n into A divided by n+1, and minus of that of A, you're going to have, hi Swapan Mitra, join the quiz. I told you the answer actually. I shouldn't be telling you the answer. It should be good. So students who attended my session know this answer already. But anyway, it is fine if you haven't done it. But this was a JEE Advanced question, students. So make sure you're understanding everything. And Swapan Mitra, you can join the quiz even now. Amazing question. So what you can see here, so one of the hints I'll give you while solving this problem. Okay, see, notice so whenever you see this kind of question, there was a similar question in your JEE Advanced actually. Truly, honestly, there was a similar question. It was a little old question. So the unit of permittivity in free space is how much? So it's all in coulombs, Newton and meters. Just keep noticing. So what is the equation that you need? Think about the equation that you need. Are we talking about Coulomb's law? Maybe. Check it out and work it accordingly. Maybe you get the answer very quickly. It's a simple question. It's a very simple question. Coulomb is units of charge 1/4 pi epsilon naught. F is equal to 1/4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Anyway, I'll wait. I'm going to only talk about the answer in the last 10 seconds, but I believe everyone will come up with the correct answer. Okay, what is going to be the answer? You already know it. I'm very confident every one of you are going to get this answer correct, and it's going to be D. Okay, you go by Coulomb's law. F is equal to Q1 Q2 divided by 1/4 pi epsilon naught R square. R meters, Coulomb. Yeah, it's D. Good students. Amazing. Slowly it will happen. Don't worry about it. Yes, Swapan Mitra, join the quiz. Don't wait for me. Join the quiz. We'll be discussing, of course, PYQs, but there are many PYQs, even this. Okay. And we discussed in the last session a very similar one. And what is the unique thing about here? Coulomb is not the fundamental unit, guys. Do remember, Coulomb is not the fundamental unit, but given to you that you have to find out it in terms of Coulomb. Hi students, good evening, and join the quiz. Quickly join the quiz. You can rewind and get the code and join the quiz. Okay. So remember, Coulomb is not the fundamental unit, but your answer is given in terms of Coulomb, so you need to make use of that Coulomb. Okay, make sure you are making use of that Coulomb. And which is the favorite equation that you are going to make use of? Are you going to make use of F is equal to Q into V cross B? You have the units for force. What is it? I'm just talking about the dimensional formula. By now you should be thorough with the dimensional formula of few of the things, force, energy, etc. You attended so many sessions. So it should be mlt t to the power minus 2 mass into acceleration divided by velocity L t to the power minus 1. You cancel out minus 2, minus 1. There will be only minus 1. L will be cancelled out. You basically have what? I think the answer should be, I haven't calculated it, maybe you can work it out a little bit and come up with the answer. I think the answer again is D. Okay, students, it was a very simple one. You should have known just the, the force, how do you calculate force on a moving charge. You should have made use of the equation F is equal to Q into V cross B, and you have that. And yes, we'll be discussing a very similar question today. And this is a model of JEE Advanced and JEE Mains question. When JEE Mains, this question came up. Read the question very, very carefully. How to join the quiz? So yes, students, you can continue. Students who have been attending the quiz, you can continue attending the quiz. Students, be early because we have very limited time. We have to even discuss PYQs, and this is a very important time. That's why I began it early. Just make sure you have Unacademy Learning app. I think you have the Unacademy Learning app, and then you'll click on plus, and then you will click on join quiz. After, first of all you need to choose test from the tab below, and then you'll click on join quiz. And once you click on the join quiz, here you will have a section to enter the quiz. Okay, no worries, just join the quiz now. I'll just give out the code as well. Just give me a couple of moments, and I think before this question gets over, it's 094. Okay, I'm just checking out the code for you guys, but it's generally I don't get access to the code once it's posted. So 094, and I think it is 323. Rewind the video a little bit if you are late so that you can get access to the code. So the code is 094-323. I guess this one is over, but let me tell you how to do this question. Anyway, we'll discuss a similar question in this session. Yeah, you can just write down this code and join the quiz. So students, what you should have done is you should have done a typical error analysis. That's it. Remember, that is all is needed. So I'll just discuss this question and come back to how to join the quiz. The diameter of a cylinder is measured using a Vernier calipers with no zero errors, so no issues. It is found that the zero of the Vernier calipers lies between 5.1. Guys, we did it. I don't have to tell you how to do this. We did it. And what is the least count in this case? See, they only spoke about 5.10 and 5.15. This is JEE Advanced question, guys. JEE Advanced question. This is the beauty of this quiz. So literally we are also doing the previous PYQs that we discussed in this session in this quiz manner. So make sure you are covering everything in every session. So the least count is going to be 0.05 centimeters, isn't it? Yes. And 50 divisions equal to 2.45. You can find out the Vernier scale division. Then least count you will get 24 into least count plus of 5.10. I guess I know the answer, but anyway, you can work it out. Until then, students who are late, you can join the quiz by just typing in this code, and you need to type in this code. I told you the process. All you need to do is download an Unacademy Learning app and type in Unacademy on your Google Play Store and App Store. You'll find it. You will click on the plus, then you will click on the test. On the bottom, you'll see 5 icons. You have to choose the middle icon, which is going to be test, and then you'll click on the join quiz. And once you click on the join quiz, you will get a place to enter. Yeah, it's 0.124, so it's going to be 5.0.124. Good, Shiva. Good, really good. Okay, it's going to be 094-323. You can enter this code and join the quiz. Students who want to join the quiz, you can join still. You don't need plus. Guys. You don't need plus. This is a misconception. Quiz is a free feature. So it's a free feature by Unacademy. You don't need plus to join the quiz. Alright, I hope all of your doubts are clear. I believe this is a general doubt. You don't need plus, I told you in the beginning. But anyway, let's get into the question, because there are a couple of students giving out the quiz. 2 full turns of the circular scale of a screw gauge covers 1 mm. So 2 full turns covers 1 mm means how much is the pitch? How much does the 1 rotation cover? The total number of divisions on the circular scale is 50. It is found that the screw gauge has 0 error of 0.03. 0.03 positive 0 error. Initially, if your scale shows you plus 0.03, that means you're always measuring 0.03 mm more. So you'll subtract that 0.03 mm. And while measuring the diameter of a thin wire, a student notes that the main scale division, so you're measuring the diameter and the main scale division gives you, main scale reading gives you of 3 mm. It should be something 3 mm, and the number of circular scale division is 35. 35, and what is one turn giving you? Half a mm divided by 50, that's going to be 0.01 mm. Good students, really good, you killed it. Both of you killed it. I believe the discussion is unnecessary. So let's move on, and you know what, we'll understand if any. I believe most of you have attended the last session. I think this was also a JEE Advanced question. A student measured the length of a rod and wrote it as 3.5 centimeter. Okay, I think there was a question like this. Okay, we discussed this question. This is just a conceptual question, students. Which instrument did he use? Think about it carefully. It's an easy one. Okay, read the options. The beauty of JEE Advanced is you have to read the options very carefully. 3.50 centimeters, if I measure, what is the precision level? 0.01 centimeter. Written 3.50 means you're confident that you have measured to that second decimal of centimeter. So when is it possible? So this is giving you basically, you know, the least count, the Vernier scale, where the 10 divisions in the Vernier scale matches with the 9 divisions in the main scale. That means they're telling you on the main scale as 10 divisions in 1 centimeter. Okay, so that is basically saying that 1 centimeter is equal to 10. Then your one Vernier scale division is going to be 0.1, isn't it? 0.1 centimeters. And what about your main scale reading? Your main scale reading is going to be, I think, 0.1 centimeters. Okay, it should have been B. Okay, it should have been B. No worries. So yes, you can calculate the least count. You'll get it as 0.01 centimeter. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next question. I believe this is the second last question. Okay, interesting one. It's a dimensional formula question. So integrated with respect to time, f dot ds, you integrated, it gives you a is equal to f dot p. I think this is fine though, isn't it? This is true. Yes, where f is the force, s is the displacement, t is the time, and p is the momentum. So what happens when you integrate it with time? Does anything change or it does not change? Think about it carefully. What is that f dot ds? That's work done. You can, if you integrate it, you will get an extra some t. That means this t. So basically p is momentum, guys. You know, dimensional formula of a should be what is being asked to you. Okay. So I think a should be m to the power minus 1. Let's see if that is correct, and if you have already marked the question, code Krunal, it's 094323. You can join the quiz now, students. It's not yet late. You have 2 more questions. So I think mass inverse, let's check it out if correct. Okay, so mass is missing, it's momentum. Okay, momentum is m into v. Yes, it's mass inverse. Good students. So m to the power minus 1 it should have been, and 094323 is the code. You can join the quiz still, and we have, I believe, we are on the 9th question now, and we have 2 more questions. So do I need to talk about this kind of thing? I don't think so, guys. How would you do this? See, percentage. So this kind of questions you'll see a lot in your JEE Advanced and also JEE Mains. Okay, percentage error. Whenever I'm talking about percentage error, what you need to do, you are only concerned about the percentage error in IR. 2 times the percentage error in I. Apply the log and do it. Okay, what is the percentage error in I? 0.2 divided by 10 into 100. What it should be? I believe it should be 2%. Or just a moment. Yeah, it should be 2%. Okay, it should be 2%. What about 5 divided by 100 into 100? It should be 5%. What it should be, guys? Simple. How many times 2%? 2 times 2% plus or 5%. It should be 9%, isn't it? It should be 9%. Okay, I think this time I came out with the answer a little earlier, but next time let's make sure I'm just giving you the hint. That's going to be the last question. Pretty much we have discussed all the questions, and these are the kind of questions that you can expect in JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. So make sure you're giving the quiz This is a way you assess your performance, and you can slowly improve upon your mistakes. Mistakes are meant to be made so that you can improve upon it. Okay, so yes, that should have been 9%. Good students, really good, and I believe all of you have understood the question. Last question. So whoever answers this will come to the top, but it's unnecessary. We are not competing over here. We are trying to understand our own mistakes. Okay, okay. This question did we discuss last time? I think we discussed this. This is a JEE Advanced question. Okay, JEE Advanced 2007 question. So I need not speak about this. How will you move about this question? I think Krunal came up with the query that should we go about and start solving for epsilon naught? Should we substitute the dimensional formula? I said no, you don't have to do that. Look for the easiest way of doing this question. By the way, this is epsilon naught into L delta V by delta T. If it's not visible on your mobile phone, as I can see, it's little small. This is delta V, potential by time. Okay, so think in terms of capacitance. This will become very easy. You will get it as something like, in terms of Q and T, I believe. So I believe I don't have to speak about it anymore. Just in the last 10 seconds, I'll be telling you the answer. But this is a JEE Advanced question. So make sure you covered also the last PYQ. We have discussed all these questions. Actually, we have discussed all of these questions. These are all JEE Advanced questions. Okay, take your time, and okay, that is fine. It's fine to know that the session is over. We'll get into it. So it should be current. All right, 50% of you got it right. Let's see who got it right. Good, Shiva. Amazing. Good, really good. And Kunal, don't worry about it. Next time, be early. So students, if you wanted to attend this quiz, so we are not going to discuss the solutions. Really good students, both of you have killed the quiz. So most of the answers were correct, either from one of you or from both of you. And I don't think there is any need for discussing the solution. Most of them are like JEE Advanced solution. We did everything, and we'll also discuss some of these model questions in this session. So don't worry about it. So this is not relevant anymore, and let's do a thing. So Kunal, you could have rewinded. So students who are late to the session, you could have rewinded the session and understood the code. The code was 094323. I'm not sure if this is correct or if this is wrong. Basically, rewind the video. You can rewind the video even during the live streaming and understand it. You can speed it up or slow it down. And by the way, very good. So I don't have to discuss anything. So yes, really good. So today is going to be the second PYQ session on units and measurements, or units, dimensions and measurements. And you'll notice the kind of questions that have been asked in JEE Advanced. So today, mostly JEE Advanced, because JEE Advanced is also, an exam that is coming up for many of you. And students, we should be, parallelly solving it for both JEE Advanced and JEE Mains. I want my students to get into JEE Advanced as well, some IITs. So JEE Advanced preparation is also necessary, guys. So that way we'll get started with the session. Let's not wait anymore. Students who know me well and good, if not, I'm Murlidharan Gopalakrishnan. I completed my MS in Electrical Engineering from University of Colorado Boulder, one of the top ranking American university in electrical engineering. I'm also an IITian who completed BTech from IIT Guwahati. I have 4+ years of experience preparing students for IIT JEE and other competitive exams. I filed patent applications and etc. like one national level science and tech competitions. And that being said, students, today's session is going to be super JEE Advanced and JEE Mains oriented. So stay tuned, get your pen and paper. It's a very practical thing that we are going to do today. And you'll see, the kind of model questions that are typically being asked in JEE Advanced. Okay, one of the questions that we are going to solve is like super, JEE Advanced oriented question, like on Vernier calipers and screw gauge. And one of the mistakes that everyone does is like underestimates JEE Advanced. Because they've done really well in JEE Mains, they'll underestimate JEE Advanced. The key is read the question carefully. Okay, read the question carefully. That is what we'll understand throughout this session. And students, if you already have Telegram app, well and good. If not, download the Telegram app from your Google Play Store or App Store. You can typically find it on either one of them. And then all you need to do is, just type in this link. This link is available in the description box below. You can just click onto this link if you're attending it from the mobile. If not, you can just type in JEE_English and you'll find us on Telegram. And so this is going to be the session, Krunal. This session is PYQ session. Okay, students, this is going to be PYQ JEE Advanced session, and we are going to discuss everything in this. And in every session, we'll be having a quiz. Okay. And so what is this channel? This is a Telegram channel by JEE English, where you'll find all the updates happening in real time on this channel. And also we keep posting out updates, and information on special classes that are happening now and like tomorrow, day after tomorrow, etc. And not only that, you get timely updates, guys. So this is like the one-stop channel where you get all the updates on JEE English. So join the channel, click on that link, else just type in JEE_English. So that you'll get all the updates that is happening. For example, we conducted a class on electrical measuring instrument. So this is one of the most asked topics in JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. So I took it on 1st of September so that it will be useful for students attending the exam. And that way, like you could have covered this class in a single shot without attending 2 or 3 lectures. Generally takes 2 to 3 lectures to cover, like electrical measuring instruments in detail. And we discussed a lot of JEE Advanced and JEE Mains problems. So do cover this session as well. It was conducted on 1st of September on Unacademy Learning app, guys. So this is the reason that you want to be on the Telegram channel so that you get updates on these things. And that being said, guys, this is a very important chapter, especially students giving JEE Advanced cover this chapter. And we also covered A to Z of current and electricity, and we are going to begin with units and dimensions tomorrow on Unacademy Learning app. And we will possibly cover it in the next 3 days itself. Saturday, Sunday and Monday, we will be covering everything around units and dimensions with more model problems, with detailed discussion, and also PYQs. Possibly PYQs anyway we are discussing over here. And this is not 5:30, guys, this is 11 a.m. Okay, this is 11 a.m. I believe there was some mistake over here. So it's 11 a.m. So just you need to come 11 a.m. on like tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and post that as well. And that's fine. Okay, I don't want to discuss about it. It's fine. So yes, students, it's a special class. It's a free of cost special class by Unacademy. Unacademy gives out a lot of special classes for free of cost, and JEE English is one among those initiatives where you get all the quality lectures from basics until depth, and that too for free of cost. So click on that subscribe button, click on that bell notification, click on that share button, click on that like button, guys. It's very important. You get timely updates and you keep your dreams alive. And to attend these special sessions that I've just discussed, like the A to Z of units, dimensions and measurements, you need to download Unacademy Learning app. And not only that, once you download the Unacademy Learning app, you will get timely updates. All you need to do is type in Unacademy on your Google Play Store and App Store, and then you'll click on that install button once you choose this app. It's one of the most sought after apps in India, and especially for education. And that being said, students, if you're looking for a champion's tool for your JEE preparation, we have that. So your dream is to get into IITs. Yes, JEE English has lectures to fulfill them. But what about the complete program? What about the way the students are preparing right now? What about the time and that that entire environment that you can take advantage of? We give you that. We give you that at a very reasonable price. It's a champion's tool where you can learn from India's best educators for IIT JEE, and they have mentored millions and millions of students. Not only that, guys, you can ask them doubts. You get to attend live quizzes, live test series. Yes, this is one of those live quizzes, but even more interactive, even more model problems. So here we have a limitation. We have to deliver your lectures, but at the same time we have to conduct the quizzes. But there will be like dedicated quiz classes, dedicated test series, dedicated live test series. And guys, moreover, it's a very structured program. So the key to success when students attend this subscription program is it's a subscription program, it's a paid subscription. So the thing is, you get to attend a very systematic and a structured program. It starts with all this introduction sessions. You get to attend quizzes weekly, and then you get to get your doubts cleared. Then there happens a test series. So it's a complete package, and you get access to leaderboards. You can assess your mistakes and learn from your mistakes. Not only that, you can improve upon your standings. You understand your standings from your leaderboard, and you get those personalized insights. It's a very personal platform. All you need to do is click on that extension bar, choose plus. Be sure to choose your goal as IIT JEE, since it's easy if you have the right kind of tools, and we give you that access. Then you'll click on that get subscription. And that being said, yes, soon Ashwin, we'll do that. Okay, so and then you'll get the subscription, and as I told you, the price is reasonable. It's only going to cost you 2,100 per month. So this is for a 2-year long journey. Since it's a 2-year long journey, I believe most of you are going to opt for a 2-year long journey, especially if you're in, like 11th class or something. So it's mostly for 9th, 10th and 11th class, you would go for a 24-month subscription because it's going to take 2 years. And accordingly, you'll also enroll in the program. So be sure to choose that kind of program only. And if you apply Murli Live coupon, you will get this price, guys. So this price comes after Murli Live coupon, and this is going to cost you only 2,100 per month. And guys, let me tell you something. We also have convenient payment options for you. So Unacademy, we in house have made something called as pay in parts. So right now, what you can do is you can avail the subscription and pay in parts. You can pay your like subscription in multiple parts. It can be 1 part, 2 part. Generally, anything above like any of the subscriptions that you'll go, you will have pay in parts. So if you're going for 1 year subscription or 2 year subscription, you will get pay in parts. And not only that, we also have access to no cost EMI. So no interest EMI is something that is also called as. So you can avail also no cost EMI if you are willing to purchase through this subscription, like this subscription using your debit card or credit card. And the advantage why I'm discussing this payment methods are they take away the burden of paying all the fee at once. So that is the beauty of Unacademy. We have an in-house feature for you. If you can't get access to a no-cost EMI, this is the reason we have this feature for you. And if at all you have access to no-cost EMI, not an issue. You can get that. And we also have other traditional payment methods like debit card, credit card, UPI, etc. And we also have a dedicated program for 12-month students. So if you're going to go for a 12-month program, it's going to cost you 2,888. So less than 2,900. How do you get this? You get this after choosing 12-month program and applying Murli Live coupon. So do not forget to apply Murli Live coupon. And that being said, guys, we have anywhere around 6,000 plus materials for your JEE preparation, and 1,500 plus active courseworks going on just for IIT JEE. This I'm talking just about IIT JEE. Nothing else, guys. This is not about the entire Unacademy. I don't know what is happening on the entirety of Unacademy, but this is about just IIT JEE. And we have the nation's best educators and popular authors like DC Pandey sir on this platform giving out the lectures. And guys, this is the champions tool, and enroll in the correct kind of program. Do not hesitate to give the test series and quizzes are the key, guys. Trust me, test series are the key. A topper never tells you, but the topper has given all the tests and quizzes. They were never afraid of it. Hardly it happens, or rarely it happens that the topper hasn't given the test. 99% of the time, the students who are getting into IITs and NITs are giving tests very, very regularly. Data speaks about this. So make sure you are attending the tests and quizzes, and you are choosing the right kind of program. For 1 year, it's a different kind of program. For 24 months, it's a different kind of program. Choose your program accordingly, and this is typically for long-term and dropout students. Okay, this is not for everyone. This is just for long-term and dropout students. Regular students will choose a 24-month subscription. Okay, regular batches, and that's going to be long-term and dropout batches. And yes, Krunal, I think it will be shifted a little bit here and there, but I think your JEE Mains will be happening. I don't think there will be no delay in JEE Mains. So do not forget to apply Murli Live coupon to get the best price on your subscription purchase. Beat any purchase, do not forget to apply Murli Live coupon. So this is very important so that you can get the discount. Alright, and that being said, failure is the stepping stone to success, students. You tend to lose, that's when you tend to learn. You learn from your mistakes. If you haven't learned from your mistakes, learn from your mistakes. That is the most important thing that you have to do in this entire journey, and keep dreaming about getting into those IITs and NITs. Keep your dream alive, and keep your dream alive by attending classes regularly, by taking advantage of your subscriptions, and whatever like the method that you have planned. But move in a very structured and a systematic way. That's the key to success as well, and there is no substitute to hard work and smart work. So apply both your brains and as well as your energy to make it happen. That is the key to the success, and learn from your mistakes, because mistakes are meant to happen, and these mistakes will tell you what not to do and how to do it. And let's get into the first problem. I believe one of the students have already solved this problem, so I think this is not an issue. Let's get into this problem. So dimensions of length are expressed as d to the power x c2. So dimensions of length, and today we are starting with multiple correct. So this is the format of JEE Advanced. So 2 or more options will be correct. You can comment on those options. So you have dimensions of length which are expressed in d to the power x It depends. It depends. It totally depends, Kruna. What kind of coursework you are doing, it will depend on that. There is no such thing as which is better, which is good. It really depends on what kind of coursework you are doing and what kind of student you are. Like you are really focusing on just academics or you are focusing on your personal development. There are a lot of things that are involved in it. Okay, so I can't really comment on that. So dimensions of length are expressed as g to the power x, c to the power y, h to the power z, where g is gravitational constant, c is speed of light, and h is Planck's constant. Then what is the value of x, y, and z? Yes, you can ask me, but if you have in units and dimensions, please bring it tomorrow. Okay? If it's a general doubt, you can ask me, Somnish. There's no issue in this. And this kind of question, JEE advanced question, notice the thing carefully. I'll start solving it. But let me tell you something, if you do solve it, and let me tell you something, how do you find out G? G is, okay, I'll start from the basics. That is, F is equal to G mm by R square. Then this is going to be F divided by some mm into R square. Okay. And what is the force dimensional, formula? L t to the power minus 2, a very easy one, mass into acceleration. And what about this? This is L square. Okay, and this is m square divided by m square. So G is going to be, so you can go by this way, or if you can quickly but accurately. The entire thing about your dimensional analysis is you have to be really accurate. Okay, this will come. Generally, do remember in gravitational constant it's going to be m to the power minus 1. And this also sorts of tell you, like how does each parameter affect, gravitational constant. Okay, and this is the thing. You can ask your doubt, Somnash. Like I can try and have a look at it. But if it's related to this, you can bring it up tomorrow. And students, whoever have doubt in dimensional analysis, tomorrow do get the topic to you to Unacademy Learning app so that we can answer it. Okay, this is for gravitation. And what about light? Speed of light, I don't have to tell you, it's velocity basically. So it's going to be L t to the power minus 2. T to the power minus 1. I'm really sorry, guys. Okay. Hi, Papi Reddy. Really good to have. Good. I know you know the answer, but anyway. Okay, but I'll tell you a short way of doing such problems, especially when you see in JEE Advanced. Look for it, but always don't expect it. Okay, I'll talk about few short tricks to do this problem. Okay, first of all, there is no shortcut to finding this dimensional formula. Dimensional formula, you have to find it out. Okay, and what about E is equal to h mu? In these kind of questions, okay, one of the things is I don't recommend guessing on dimensional analysis where you have a question like this, because it will take a lot of time to substitute and move around, and it's a multiple correct answer. Even if you identified one answer, you will get partial marking. So don't miss out the partial marking. Don't try to guess and get a negative marking. Rather go by the method. Okay. In rest of the places, you have the method to guess. For an example, in current and electricity, we discussed it. In capacitors, we discussed it. In kinematics and dynamics, we discussed it. But we don't have a shortcut over here. Okay, there is no shortcut over here. I'm really very sorry. This is how you have to deal with this. And how about Planck's constant? Planck's constant is nothing but e to the power e by mu, which is nothing but in terms of dimensional formulae, what is energy? Energy is equal to work done. Work done is equal to ml t to the power ml square t to the power minus 2. And so this is basically force into displacement. That's what I've done. Okay. So that will be L to the power 1, and this is divided by mu. Mu is 1 by t. So this is going to be into t. Okay, so your H is going to have something like this. This is C. C, I could have directly written it down in the dimensional formula. So yes, there is. I'll tell you the shortcut to solve this problem, but there is really no shortcut when it comes to dimensional analysis to understand it, students. Okay, so literally no shortcut. Okay. Because you don't want to miss it out. It's an easy one actually if you notice it. Over the time, once you understand how to deal with the math, these kind of questions will become easy. Okay, I'll tell you, this is now mathematical question, right? This is now mathematical question. Often you get a question like this: g to the power x, c to the power y, h to the power z. So how do you deal with these kind of questions? So they told you this is equal to the dimensions of length. So that means L to the power 1 actually corresponds to or equals to whatever it is, g to the power x, a dimension of g to the power x, c to the power y, and h to the power z. Okay, that also tells you L to the power 1 is equal to, so dimensions of length, that's it, they have told you dimensions of area they can talk about, dimensions of length they can talk about, but there is a shortcut in this. Okay, first of all, what is gravitational constant? M to the power minus 1, L to the power 3, and T to the power minus 2, and this to the power of X. Notice it, I'll tell you something in this. In this case, there is something that you can do about it. Okay. And this is Y, and this is Z. So we have to solve, we'll have 3 equations, 3 unknowns, but literally two of the unknowns are equal. If you have noticed it carefully, 2 of the unknowns are equal. So this is going to be, okay, we did solve this, yeah, we solved it, okay. And that is going to be ml square t to the power minus 1, right? Okay, now let's understand how to go about this problem. See, one thing is, if you notice, it's L to the power 1. Okay, it is L to the power. L to the power 1 means, what about the dimensions of M and L? M and T, they are 0. I can write this something like this, right? I don't have to write this down like this, but rather I can also write it M to the power 0 and T to the power 0. So first of all, try to work around it. Okay, this is a general mathematic kind of thing, arithmetic thing. It's not really, much physics now. So try to work around these 2 things. They will give you a hint. They will give you a sure shot hint that you can work around to find out something interesting. Okay, so let's do this and understand what is the thing that we are going to get right now. So if you have noticed, mass to the power 0, if I take it out here, there is no mass. Okay, I know this is a tricky thing that we are talking about. There is no mass. This is also m to the power 0. Okay, so I can say, I have to basically write down this, right? This thing, I'm directly writing it down. I'm just equating the powers of mass. I hope this is clear. I'm basically equating the powers of mass. So if I'm equating the powers of mass, this says that Z minus X is equal to 0. What does this tell you? Z is equal to X. Definitely you were solving 3 equations now. But now the burden has come down. Try to understand that point. Now let's go for t is equal to 0. So I'm going for 0 point because I would get some relation. Okay, try to understand that point. I'm getting some relation that is going to make my life easy. Now let's see what is the t is equal to 0 point. So t is equal to 0 point. I'm now analyzing the t part of it. Okay, so that is also equal to 0. And that gives me minus 2x. Minus y, so everything will be minus, so I'm just writing it down as plus, just eliminating the minus. Okay, there should be a minus. Okay, there will be a minus over here. Okay, and there will be y, and there will be z. Okay, now you know something, x is equal to z, so y is equal to minus. So actually, I believe there is some shortcut, but it's a multiple correct one, guys. You can't use option of elimination, method of elimination, method of guessings will fail terribly in this case. That's the reason I don't want to recommend you, the method, go by method of elimination, etc. That's going to be 3z or equal to minus 3x, anything you can say, because xz is equal to x. Okay, so you have 2 minus 2x minus y from t. We are just equating the powers of t. Okay, I hope you understood that point. Just equating powers of t. Okay, there is a t over here. There's a t over here. I'm intentionally highlighting it. Okay, and there's a t over here. So notice it. Notice it. Minus 2x, minus 2z, and minus 2x, minus y, and minus z. So that tells me y is equal to minus 3x or minus 3z. One of the things is x and z should have same signs, y should have opposite sign. Okay, but this is not telling us anything. We need to solve the third equation. That is where the key lies. So it's about solving for the length. So solving for the length, we know on the right hand side we have 1. Okay, let me choose the same color. So just a shortcut. Even in the next question, you will notice will be it will be a very similar question, and we'll be making use of a very similar trick. Identifying the zeros, identifying the easiest. It's more of an arithmetic trick. Okay, this is going to be 3x, and this is going to be plus y. Okay, 3x. This is going to be plus y, and what is this? Plus 2x. Gives you 1. Okay, we have to just solve this equation. I have to substitute the value of x and move forward. I've wrote it down as 2x directly, but it's actually z because I just got used to it, because that z is equal to x. I wrote it down instantly, but that is the way to go about it. Okay, 3x. What is the equation that we have? 3x plus y plus 2z is equal to 1. Now the thing is, try to understand this point. We need to find the value of x, y or z. Easiest one for me is x, guys. I don't know about you. If I had substituted, we have two things. One is x is equal to z, and the other one is y is equal to minus 3x. Just substitute it. So this is going to give you 5x minus 3x is equal to 1. So how much is x? 1 by 2. If x is 1 by 2, z is also 1 by 2. Why I did it, I'll tell you. Let's move to the options and understand. So multiple correct one. So why did I go with x first? One, it's easy. The other one is at least I'll get one correct answer. Partial marking. Even if I didn't have time, I could have said B is the correct one. And since x is equal to minus, y is equal to minus 3x, we already just derived it, right? We just derived it. Okay, if you remember, I'll show you once we move forward. So y is equal to minus 3x. That means y is minus 3 by 2. Is also correct. Rest of them are not correct. Okay, because if this is correct, then this will go wrong. So this is not correct. If this is correct, this will go wrong. And one more thing about multiple characters, students, there's a short trick. Okay, generally it will happen that there will be like 4 options or 3 options or 4 options, and it will happen that 2 options will be most of the times it won't be true, that these 2 options which are showing different values cannot be the answer. Okay, but sometimes when you solve quadratic equations, it is possible. So understand it and move accordingly. Only mark those answers that you are confident about. The only trick to deal with multiple characters, mark only the confident one, so that you get the partial marking, given that there is a partial marking, else it's a waste of time. Okay, and sometimes there weren't partial marking in the paper, sometimes there were partial marking in the paper. Read the paper carefully, okay, because you'll get partial marking. And in our case, we solved it easily. Okay, we derived this, right? We derived this. Remember, we have this over here. Easy, right? Alright, that's it. Let's move to the next question, a very similar one. Now, when you are watching the video, do the same thing. I mean, if you are an expert and if you want to do a different thing, and notice the thing, among B and C, only one can be the correct one, because we are only dealing with linear equations. Okay, to the power 1. So either among B and C, one can be right, and A can be right, D can be right. We don't know. Okay, only it's an OR game among this, rest you don't know. Don't go in the hassle and mark the wrong answer. Let's do it. And what does this question say? A gas bubble from an explosion under the water oscillates with the time period. That means this has the dimensions of time period. And what is P, D and E? P is static pressure, basically pressure. T is density. Don't think it's a distance. Okay, it's a density. And E is total energy. Energy you are pretty much accustomed to. Okay, let's do this question. It's a simple one. Make use of the same trick, and students get started on this, and do the same thing where it's T means somewhere there is T to the power 0. Sorry, M to the power 0 and L to the power 0. You can make use of it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, And you'll also notice there is also somewhere t to the power 0. It's going to be in density. I'm writing down directly this time, and I'll tell you what I have done. Pressure, it's mass by force by area. The force, it's going to be ml to the power minus l to the power 1 t to the power minus 2. Now if you do it by area, you will get l to the power minus 1. Think about it. Area L square, L on the top. Now when it comes to the numerator, it will become minus 1. And this will become m L to the power minus 1 and t to the power minus 2. Right, that's it. That is pressure. And I don't have to tell you what about density. Density is the easiest one among all of it. And it is mass by volume. Mass by volume means any volume it's going to have L to the power minus 3. M divided by L cube. Think about cube or think about sphere, 4 by 3 pi r cube, still it's L to the power minus 3. And so there is no time over here, notice it. And what about energy? Energy, we just did it. So I'm going to directly write it down. But it's anyway force into distance. This is how you have to think about energy. It's m L square and t to the power minus 2. That's all. Quite simple, guys. Quite simple means simple. Understand it. How did I write it down directly? That's how I wrote it down directly. I don't know any formulae. All I know is force. Using force, I'm doing it. And this is not ABC, this is XYZ. Don't worry about it. But anyway, in the question we have it. Originally, it was ABC, I believe. And now they have given you this oscillates with the time period. So you'll write down this equation, right? I'm going to write down this equation. I don't know whether the space caters are, this thing. And let's do it. Okay, so t is equal to t to the power 1 is equal to, so just for an instance, what I'm going to do is just for your understanding, I'm going to write it down as so that if you're totally new to this chapter, maybe this sounds a little confusing, but I believe most of you already have attended lectures. If not, go and attend that, students. M to the power 0, L to the power 0. Okay. It becomes easy while we do the equation. So this is m L to the power minus 1, t to the power minus 2, and that's to the power x, and m L minus 3 whole cube to the power y. And what is the next one? The next one is m L square t to the power minus 2. Okay. So few equations will have 0, 0, 0, 0, and they'll give you some understanding of what we are doing. Everything is m to the power 1. Okay, this to the power z. Yeah, I think I missed it. This is to the power z. This to the power 1 to the power m. I'm just talking about mass. Okay, I'll use the different ink color and write down the equations. Try to understand what I'm trying to do over here while I'm solving this equation. M to the power 1, m to the power 1, m to the power 1, m to the power 0. That means x plus y plus z is equal to 0. First thing, first easiest method, first easiest equation would be this. Always hunt for the 0 power, generally. And next would be L, I believe. L, you know this, you can probably get an intuition of what is happening next. And I'm not going to do for L because now I have something where t isn't present. You can rewind it, right? You can rewind and have a look at it. So the options are minus x is equal to minus 5 by 6, A I think, y is equal to 1, y is equal to half, and z is equal to 1 by 3. Okay. So now try to understand the trick, and the trick is this. First of all, write down the equation where you have the most convenient 0. This sort of gives you some understanding of things. I'll tell you how to work around this problem. Okay, the next step. And now if I'm going to go for L to the power 0, do I have an advantage? Probably, but not so much, because the equation is going to have minus x minus 3y minus 2z is equal to 0. Not much useful. Okay, a little useful but not much useful. I'll tell you how to even leverage that one. But if I go for time, there are only two places where time is present, and that too in equal powers. Very convenient, very convenient. Okay, if I write down this equation, what it is? It is basically minus 2x minus 2 2x and minus 2z is equal to 1. I'm talking about time. Okay, so x plus z, again we have some relation, interesting relation plus of x plus z. Why am I doing this? I'll tell you the reason. X plus z is equal to minus 1 by 2. If I do this, don't I know the value of y? Y is equal to minus of x plus z. Isn't it true? Okay. Try to carefully notice what have we done. We took the power of time and it is equal to 1. And on the right hand side we have minus 2x minus 2z, which is written on the left hand side over here. Minus 2x minus 2z is equal to 1. That means x plus z is equal to minus 1 by 2. But from this equation, I hunted down that y is nothing but x is equal to, yeah, we'll go to the option. Okay, try to now understand the method to do this. It's very important. See, I'm telling you a few shortcuts to do this problem quickly. So y would come out as 1 by 2. Okay. So why I did this? We have at least one correct answer. We already got the partial marking. If you had done this as the first step, you scored the partial mark. There is a fundamental difference in the exam between JEE Mains and JEE Advanced, guys. In JEE Advanced, you have to move as much strategically and as much, not literally, you have to manage your time really well. You have to manage your time. Not all the questions are going to drain the time, but some questions are going to drain the time. You can have a look at the options, students. If you haven't yet noted down the options, you can go for it. And let me tell you something interesting. Now, this we have found out. This is something that we know. We need to take the third equation and then we'll get the value of x and z. The problem was really that simple. Okay. Now I'll write down the equation over here. I'll carry forward it. We have few information. One is x plus y plus z is equal to 0. Basically, x plus y is equal to minus 1 by 2, whereas y is 1 by 2. Okay, agreed? This is minus 1 by 2. This is 1 by 2. Okay. Now, what is the third equation? Third equation is again L to the power 0. We are now analyzing the L power. Just a moment. We are analyzing the m power. Okay, L power. So L power it's 0 is equal to. I'll do a thing. I'll get a good color. Maybe that will give us a better understanding of what you are doing now. Just a moment. See this, and now let's do it. Okay, see, in few steps this is the way to do it. Okay, literally take no time. 0 is equal to, how much are you getting on the length side of it? Length side is what we are analyzing. You will get basically something like x. I'm directly writing it down. It should be minus x minus 3y. I'm writing it down as plus, because it's 0 on the other side, you can directly cancel it out, and plus of another minus of 2z is what you'll get. I'll write down the equation as it is so that we have the clarity. So here you would have, when I'm writing for length, you'll have minus x minus 3y, and you already know x and y should be of the opposite sides, and plus of 2z. Now this tells you something interesting, and you can literally substitute it or add this both equations and find the value of c. Can't you? Yes, you can. Or just add this both equations and find the value of c. So this tells you that x plus 3y minus x plus 3y is equal to z. And if I had said x plus z is equal to minus half and y is equal to half, just subtract or add these equations, you'll get the answer. Okay, so this way let's do it anyway. I'm subtracting both of these equations and I'm getting that z is equal to 3y minus 1 by 2. Y is equal to half, but that is only one part of the answer. There are two more parts of, two more answers that you need to identify. Okay. So x plus 3y is equal to z, x plus z is equal to, just subtract them. You have, minus z, you take it on the other side, you will get it as 2z. And here you will take the, there will be a plus half, you will take it on the other side. Okay. And 3y, that is 3 by 2. This is literally 1 by minus 1 by 2. And you will get it as, 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2. That will be, again, I believe 1 by 2. 1 by 3. Just a moment. 3y. Yes. Let's take a moment. This should be 0 minus x minus 3y and plus 2z. Okay, this should be 2z minus not z but 2z rather, right? That means if I subtract these two equations, okay, to subtract these two equations should be 3z, right? 2z minus of this carried this side, I'll have 3z on this side, and I'll have 3y, xx will get cancelled out, and of minus half. That is going to give me 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2, that is 1, and that means z is 1 by 3, plus 1 by 3. Right? If z is plus 1 by 3, how much is x? X is going to be minus half minus z. Right? If x is minus half minus z, minus 1 by 3. How much is that? Minus 5 by 6. Good, easy, simple. So always the trick is try to identify the 0th power simplest equation to go for this linear equation. No shortcuts, but the shortcuts I've spoke about the maximum shortcuts that can be taken. So D is also correct, A is also correct. Alright, I believe everyone is clear with this question. So let's move on to the next question and try to understand that. Okay, next question is going to be simple. Take your time. What is the dimensions of power of lens? What is power of lens? Power of lens is something like 1 by focal length. 1 by focal length, what should be the answer? The answer should not be any of this. These are given to confuse you. The answer is D. L to the power minus 1. Okay, let's move to the next one. If you're totally new to that, you don't know. But this thing, I believe you can do it. And let me tell you a shortcut for this question. So one way of going about it is, I have a cube of side length 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter calculates its volume. You know what? This kind of question is not being asked in JEE Advanced, but that means some concept is involved in it. What is that concept? Significant figures and rounding. Significant figures and rounding means this is literally a 2-second question from the options. The option are a little bit different. Yes, you have taken longer time. Literally 2 seconds question. I'll tell you why. Just keep noticing. What should be the answer? The answer can only be A. Number of significant figures has to be only 2. Here you have only 2. What is volume? Volume is L cube, L into L into L. How many times ever you multiply L, you will try to maintain the same number of significant figures. Simply the answer could be told as A. Same significant figures as L. As not just the L, but the one in the multiplicand that has the least amount of significant figures. Okay, in this case as L, because all the L's are the same, all the multiplicand are the same, multiplier multiplicand. So same number of significance figure as L. You understood the concept, right? If I'm doing it L into R into some H, okay, L into B into some H. In that case, if H has the least and the least significant figures, you will directly choose it. right? Easy, pretty easy. You can solve it. You'll get it as 1.732 actually. So let's do it anyway. 1.2 into 1.2 into 1.2 into volume should be 10 to the power minus 6. But round it off. Don't forget to round it off. Okay. Good, Aditya. That is really that simple. You'll get it often in JEE Mains, guys. This kind of questions you'll get it. Students will suddenly go and mark it. Okay. But the reason I'm telling you is, so one of the things is you just keep this, while multiplying, you can keep it as 1.2 into 1.2. That's going to give you 1.44. Don't yet round it off. Don't yet round it off. You need to go on to the last step. So that this you can do it separately. You'll get it as something like 2.88. I believe it will be 2.88. No, 0.288. Just a moment. So I'm doing it the other way around, but anyway, let's do it the traditional method only. I think 144 into 12, so there will be 0.288 and the other one will be 1.44. Okay, I'll tell you what I was trying to do. 288, and that would give you a 2 and I think I'm messing it up. Yeah, 0.288. Yes. It's basically 0.288 plus 1.44 is what you have to do. Okay, so 144 into 12, you would have it as, so this is what I was doing, 144 into 12, but I was trying to write it down directly. 288, and this is going to be 144. Okay, you'll have something like this, 1.728 into 10 to the power minus 6. Notice if this had been greater than 5, you would have rounded off to 1.8. But this time it's less than 5. So it's 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube. But I told you how to guess this answer within, literally answer it within, 1728. Yeah. But how to answer this within first few seconds, like first literally few seconds. Answer should have been A. Okay, let's move on to the next question then. Okay, this kind of question, there is a standard thumb of rule. How do you go about it? Very complicated question. You will do the entire math, else you won't do the entire math. So what are they asking you? A wire of length L is given to you so much. A radius of this wire is R plus of 0.05 centimeters and mass is 3 plus of 0.03 grams. Maximum percentage error in density will be how much? Okay. Density, what kind of wire is this? I believe it's a cylindrical wire. It has radius, it has length, it's a cylindrical wire. Okay. No other, like geometrical shape has this kind of, length and the radius involved in them. Now, how would you go about this question, guys? One is you write down the entire formula, you can do it. Remember, how would it vary? Pi r square into L, mass by volume, density. One of the things you can do is delta m by m plus of delta L by L plus of 2 into delta R by R. Notice what is delta L by L? 1%. Delta 2 into delta R by R. Don't forget 2 into delta R by R. That is 2 into 1. 2%, 3. And mass will add another 1%. Answer should be A. Simply could be done that way. If you're not comfortable with that, we'll do the entire problem. Don't worry. Okay, I'll tell you how to do this in a traditional way. Mass is equal, density is equal to mass by volume, and that's going to be mass divided by pi r square L. Right? Now you go by the percentage error. Always add the percentages. It is fine. You can add the percentages. Percentage error, you will do delta rho into 100 is equal to delta m divided by m into 100 plus of 2 into delta r by r into 100, and this is going to be delta L by L into 100. Basically 100 would be common, so don't worry about the 100. I'm just writing down this as just like percentage error. Instead of writing down into 100, I'm writing it down as percentage error, and I'm going to write down this also that way. So you understand how I did it earlier. Even without, putting that pen on the paper, how could this be done? Just do it into 100. Now keep it as percentage in your mind. This should be in your mind more importantly, okay? That's going to be delta m by m plus of 2 of delta r by r plus of delta L by L percentage. Now things will become very easy. This percentage means you'll multiply it with 100. Okay, so what is delta L by L? 0.06. Okay, first comes delta M by M according to our analysis, right? Let's go for like according to our like expression that we wrote. So percentage error in density writing it on the top, and then we'll move it the entire expression on the bottom, because that's going to take a lot of space. 0.003 divided by 0.3 plus of if you find it convenient multiplying it with 100 and then dividing it, yes, please go ahead. Maybe for actually it is more convenient multiplying with 100 and going forward. No, these things, you should not take things to like challenge in your exam. Your exam is meant to be cracked in the easiest possible way. That is the entire motto of the exam, right? And this is going to be 0.003 divided by 0. Okay, this is mass again I'm writing down. I'm sorry. This should be length. Anyway, you understood how to do it, very quickly. But all questions will not have this kind of cakewalk. Sometimes you would have to do the math. That's the reason we are also discussing it, okay? And 0.06 divided by 6. Okay. Everything 3 decimals, this 2 decimals, but anyway, you're going to multiply this entire thing with 100. Okay, once you multiply with 100, what you'll get is the most important thing. But what was initially written over here was like delta m by m to 2 into delta r by r. You understood why? You can apply log and do it as well. And this is going to be delta L by L. And that's 1 plus 2 plus 3. 1 plus 2 plus 1, sorry. It's going to be 4%, that's it. Simple. This could have been done that way as well. Try to pull problems like this and do it even without putting the pen on the paper. That's a way of preparing yourself for solving the easy problems that you can, because rarely you get easy problems in JEE Advanced, and once you get it, you can't let it go. And you can't let it go means you have to be accurate, because everyone is going to be answering it correctly. At that moment, you can't be inaccurate. Alright, let's move to the next one. Again, we have something very similar, but this time it's a combination of two things. Notice the thing carefully and let's move into it. Okay. The density of a solid ball is to be determined in an experiment. The diameter of the ball is measured with a screw gauge whose pitch is 0.5 mm, and there are 50 divisions on the circular scale. So we are talking about screw gauge. What is the least count? Pitch divided by number of circular scale divisions. Okay. The reading on the main scale is 2.5 mm and that on the circular scale is 20 divisions. Okay. It's not 1. No. Why 1? Already, okay, let me give you a hint in this case. A is not the answer. Okay, A is not the answer. I'll tell you why. The measured mass has a relative density of 2%. So your percentage error in density should be greater than 2%. Okay. Do it. And the reading on the main scale is 2.5 mm and that on the circular scale is 20 divisions. So no zero error, I believe. They haven't talked about zero error, else you would add or subtract it accordingly. So now let's get into this problem. First of all, we need to find out least count and multiply it with the circular scale division. So it's a screw gauge combined error analysis problem. So what let's do is, let's first do the screw gauge problem, which is going to be the lengthier one. But it's not actually lengthier one, guys. Least count is how much? pitch divided by number of circular scale divisions. CSD is what I'm writing, okay? And how much is our pitch? 0.5 mm. This is a recent one, guys. This is a recent one, 50. I think 2017 or 2014 was this question asked. And this is all in mm. Do not forget to write down the mm, okay? And I'm going to just keep it as, like 1 by 100 mm. Okay. I'll tell you the reason why. While we multiply and do it will become really easy. And what is our reading? What is the reading that we are measuring here? You want to find out the density. What are you measuring over here? You are measuring basically the diameter of the ball. Think about it practically, you are only measuring the diameter of the ball. The reading of the diameter. You can't measure the volume, right? But we are going to do our analysis in terms of volume. Pretty simple. Trust me, it's simple. It's main scale reading plus of least count into the coinciding circular scale division. I'm going to write down that as nth. Nth is nothing but 20. Okay. And what is the main scale reading? 2.5 mm. And what about least count? 1 by 100. I'll keep it as 1 by 100. I'll tell you the reason. 20. It becomes easy, guys. Nothing else. Okay. So it comes out to be 2.7 mm. So this is the diameter. Don't go for the complete calculation. It will become only lengthier if you go for the complete calculation, students. Okay, if you go for the complete calculation, it will become lengthier. You have the lecture. You have the lecture on this topics. I mean, you need to cover all the 5 topics, Aditya. You have to cover the topic on, error analysis, significant figure, dimension analysis, and also measuring instruments. We covered everything on JEE English. You can check out the past lectures after this class. Because this is a combination of 2 or more topics, this is how you can expect your question in your JEE Advanced. Your JEE Advanced, you are not going to get from single topic, guys. That's why I tell you, always cover all the related topics when you are especially aspiring to get into IITs. You have to try and complete, all the related topics. That way you'll be able to at least score that one question and you'll be able to score really well in your exam. This goes for math, this goes for physics. Generally this goes for physics. Okay, physics is where you have most combination of questions. In math you have them, but little less comparatively. So in these kind of questions, don't go for the entire calculation. Because what is being asked? Relative percentage error in the density. And all in percentages is what answer is given to you. It's percentage error. Don't go for the entire thing. You found out the diameter of the ball. Good. That is really good. Now what is your density? Density is mass by volume. And in this case, what it is? It's mass divided by, it's a ball, 4 by 3 pi d by 3 whole cube. Don't do the entire math. You need percentage row by row into 100. What you need to do? Percentage m by m into 100. And this is not a lengthy question. If you understood this point, students, that is what you need to understand. Okay, that is the reason that we are discussing this PYQs. PYQs, I'm dealing it different way. Whereas in the traditional ones, we used to do the entire steps. Even I don't remember even there we did. This is 3 into del d by d. Okay, this is, assume this to be, this is capital D. Okay, wrote it as small d, this is diameter d. Okay, that is what you need to do. You're not going to calculate the density. Okay, you're not going to calculate the density. You are only going to do this much. You have only time for so many things. 2% is the relative error in the mass of the ball. That is going to 2% of 3 into delta d by d. What is delta d by d? What is going to be the error in delta in the measurement of diameter? In the measurement of diameter, I'm asking you what is going to be the error in the measurement of diameter. Think about it. Least count. Least count is the error. This thing that we calculated now, can I say my accuracy is so much, or my precision is 1 by 100 mm, but my 1 by 100 mm is also where my reading is not precise. So that means I'm always making an error. I'm not able to estimate to that 1 by 100 mm. So I'm making a mistake somewhere around that 1 by 100 mm in my measurement. Okay, in my diameter, in this case it's diameter error is going to be 1 by 100 mm. This should be clear. Okay, least count is the error in your device. Least count, or that last decimal place, is the error in the device. Okay, hope this point is clear. Oh, nothing is disappearing in this case. 2 in the screen, I guess. Let's see how to get rid of it all rightly. So that was the concept. Least count is the error. 1 by 100 mm is the error. This should be clear, students. Even if not explicitly told, and even if given to some decimal point, that decimal point is the error. This is the error. In this case, it's 1 by 100 mm. So that's going to be like 1 by 100 mm and into 2.1 is what we get. 2.7 is what we calculated, I believe. So I'll just keep it as 0.001 divided by 1 by 100 is 0.001 divided by 2.70, precisely written 70 into 100. And how much is this? This you can actually calculate it. This multiplied with 100, this will become 1, and this will be like 1 by 0.9. Okay, you'll get something like this: delta rho by rho percentage is equal to 2%. That came from mass, remember, and the remaining 1 by 0.9. This is also percentage. Okay. And don't do the mistake of doing the entire calculation or something like that. That's 10 by 9. So rather your answer should be something greater than 2% plus, do you do the math? 10 by 9, 1 point, never ends. So that's going to be somewhere, if I round it off to the significant figures, it's going to be, like 3.1%. Right? This should have been percentage. This is also percent. Clear? I believe this is clear, isn't it? Okay, let's move on to the next question. Then this was a simple one, and you knew straight away the answer should be greater than something 2%. All right, let's move to the next question. I believe there was this question that was asked in the quiz. Maybe check out the quiz, I'm not sure. What is the dimensional formula of latent heat? So we haven't actually touched the topics on the heat and thermodynamics, but I would like to bring it up because there may be some aspirants that are giving the exam. So what is latent heat? How do you do this problem? Simple one, guys. Simple one. You need to understand the concept of latent heat. Q is equal to M into L. Okay, that means your latent heat is how much? So during that phase change, does temperature matter? No. Does does anything else matter? Yes, mass. Of course, mass matters. So it's going to be Q divided by M. And what is, so that way also you could have guessed it. This should be D, should be the answer, because okay, there's also this thing where you have to calculate it. Okay, and it should not be dependent upon mass. So D should be the answer simply. Okay, A is not correct, B is not correct because there is a temperature dependency. Latent heat does not depend upon temperature. This I to the power 0, this is just given to confuse you. I to the power 0, it's not dependent upon current. Yes, that's correct. It's not dependent upon temperature. That's correct. It's not dependent upon mass. Okay, it's per unit mass. Latent heat is measured per unit mass. And that being said, what is the heat's dimensional formula? You can go by the dimensional formula analysis as well. It's basically equal to work done. It's basically equal to energy. It's ml square t to the power minus 2. Force into distance. ml t to the power minus 2 into L ml square. This is going to be m. That's m and m cancelled. That means L is going to have L square t to the power minus 2. Simple students. Simple, really simple. Dimensional analysis is one of the simplest topic if you understand the basic concepts behind physics. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes you have to do the math, like how we did it in the second question. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. This was a simple one. And next one, specific heat capacity. Is specific heat capacity dependent upon temperature? Yes. Specific heat capacity is dependent upon temperature. When you are moving from one temperature to another temperature, that is dependent upon temperature. Is it dependent upon mass? There are two things that are not dependent upon mass. No, it's not dependent upon mass. What is the expression for specific heat density? So whenever you raise some liquid from one temperature to another temperature, there is something known as specific heat capacity. There's a difference between fundamental difference between heat capacity and specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity is not dependent upon mass. Okay. Specific heat capacity is not dependent upon mass. This is specific heat capacity. See over here, once let's say you have some liquid or like some gas that you have raised the temperature, or even solid, you raise the temperature of it, and for a given mass, this much heat should be supplied. This is heat. If you're totally new to this topic, try to understand these points. These points will come in form of laws, etc., and in terms of concepts, but this is how it works. Expressions are a simpler form of representing the laws, but you need to understand the concept behind expression. Okay, this is specific heat capacity. Now, what is C? C is Q divided by M delta T. And as you know, Q, we just did it. I'm not going to speak about it again. It's nothing but force into displacement, ml square t to the power minus 2 divided by m, and this would be K, guys. This is not T. This is temperature T, which will become K in the dimensional formula. mm cancelled out. So this is something I believe should have come in the important quantities as well. I thought magnetism is the most asked topic in dimensional analysis, but there was also some questions around this thing. So it's per unit temperature. The specific heat capacity should have K to the power minus 1, so it should be A. Alright, let's move to the next thing, and let me in advance intimate you that specific heat capacity is not dependent upon mass, whereas heat capacity is dependent upon mass. And okay, this should have been heat capacity. The question was meant to ask you heat capacity. I think I wrote it again as specific heat capacity. Just change it to heat capacity. Now the question is about heat capacity. Okay, and what is the formula for heat capacity? I think we have discussed pretty much everything, many concepts. Heat capacity is just saying that there is some substance and you have an heat capacity and you raised it to some temperature. This much heat needs to be given to it. It's dependent upon the material mass, etc., etc. Okay, this is now heat capacity. Specific heat capacity not dependent upon mass, heat capacity dependent upon mass. Calculated, you will try to understand it. If I say C is equal to Q by T, Q by delta T, what is the dimensional formula of Q? M L square T to the power minus 2 divided by K is what we have. And I don't have to do the entire thing. I can just notice the options in this case. So K to the power minus 1, M should be there, L to the power 2, T to the power minus 2. Okay. So it should be C, I believe. Okay. It will be dependent upon mass, heat capacity. Okay. The question was about to ask you mass. So this is a very interesting question. And try to notice this question very carefully. Thrice this kind of question was asked. In JEE Advanced alone, okay, in JEE Advanced alone, thrice this kind of question was asked. So what happens in this kind of question is a student will have, like a stopwatch, a student will have a pendulum, a student will have, some length of the pendulum, maybe sometimes measured with Vernier calipers or measured with screw gauge, or maybe he made some error while the measurement. There will be certain error that will be made in the measurement. and now they'll ask you to determine error either in the time period or in the gravity. It's a multiple correct one. Try to identify the easiest correct option possible. Whenever it comes to multiple correct option, try to identify the easiest correct option possible. We will be discussing the strategy tomorrow at 6 p.m. for aspirants who are in 2020. Who are giving the exam in 1 week. But the key is in multiple correct, you have to identify the easiest one possible. And this, what do you think is the easiest one? Two kind of things are being asked. One is percentage error in determination of gravity, and the other one is percentage error in determination of time period t. According to me, t as the least hassle. Okay, let's understand what is going to be the percentage error in time. Okay, first of all, let's read the question. A student uses a simple pendulum exactly of 1 meter length. So whenever they talk about exactly 1 meter, that means no error. Exactly 1 meter of length means no error. To determine the gravitation acceleration due to gravity. Okay, he uses a stopwatch with the least count of 1 second. That means that stopwatch can be only precise up to 1 second. Okay, and it records 40 like this thing 40 seconds for 20 oscillations. So this t is time period. What is time period per oscillation? 40 divided by 2, 2 seconds per oscillation. So time period is 40 divided by 20, that's going to be 2 seconds per oscillation. But remember guys, this is true, but that I can say delta t by t is equal to, I'm going to call a different parameter. Let's understand this parameter carefully. This delta t by t. Why am I calling this? This is total measure time. Your total measure time can have some different error and your time period can have a different error. Think about it. Think about it, think about it, think about it. Your time period will have a different error and your total measure time will have a different error. Why? Your total measure time can only have an error of 1 second. Whereas given its precision, it can only have an error of 1 second. Whereas your time period will vary in the ratio of that how much time you measured it for. Longer the duration you measure, you will tend to cut down the error. Okay, and this is total time measure. And I believe this concept was not discussed because it did not come up actually. Okay, this is going to be delta t. What is this going to be? This is going to be 1 second, your least count of stopwatch. With multiple data given to you, you'll do it in a very different way. Single data point is given to you, you'll do it in this way. And that being said, how much this should be? This should be, I'm further, writing it down. This is going to delta t by 2 seconds per oscillation. I'm just keeping it as 2 second. Time period is 2 seconds. It's not 2 seconds per oscillation. One oscillation took 2 seconds. Okay. And now delta t 1 second. Your least count of stopwatch. Okay. And how many seconds did you record? 40 seconds is what you recorded. And that tells you how much? Delta t is 1 by 20 seconds. 2 goes over here. 1 by 20 seconds. And that is how much? 0.05 seconds. Okay, so A is correct. Why did we do the easiest one? We'll get the partial marking. Simply try to grab that partial marking. This is not, this is correct, this is not correct. Okay, simply understand that this is correct, this is not correct. Now what is the next thing we need to estimate? We need to estimate something known as the error in your gravitational constant or your acceleration due to gravity. And what is the expression, guys? G is equal to, T is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. No error in L. G is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. This T, sorry, this is T, time period T is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. No error in length. Anyway, we'll write down the expression. I'm going to estimate gravity. What am I going to do? I'm basically going to follow this procedure. It's going to be 4 pi square L divided by T square. Right?
Okay, I found this on the web for it's going to be 45 square L squared divided by 2.
Okay. So that being said, now if I have to estimate the error in the gravity, it's going to delta G by G is equal to 2 into delta T by T. Percentage error, you multiply 100 on both sides. How much was it? 2 into 1 by 20, I believe. Just keep it as 1 by 20 so that the calculation is easy. 1 by 10. What can be the percentage error then? Moment, delta T by T was how much? 1 by 20. So that should be actually be none of this. I think it should be 1 by 20. Are we going wrong somewhere? I don't think so. T 4 pi square L by T square. That is okay. Where is the time period? Okay, there should be a time period as well, right? Delta T by T. What happened to the time period? We omitted the time period. Sorry. Okay, there should be a time period. So time period is 2 seconds. I'm really sorry. I just wrote delta T. Understood what had gone wrong over here. I'll write down one by one so that you have the clarity and we correct the mistake. So what happened was I wrote 2 into delta T by T. I just wrote down the value of delta T, which is 1 by 20. What about my 2? Time period is 2, right? Write down 2 as well. And simply write it as, even 1 by 40 to understand that point. Rather than going with the entire process, 1 by 40 into 2 will also give you the same thing. So this is going to be again 1 by 20. So delta G by G is going to be 1 by 20 of 100. How much is percentage delta G? Percentage delta G by G is 1 by delta G by G into 100, which is going to give you how much? 1 by 20 into 100. That is going to be 5%. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I missed a very small part, that is time period T. Okay, this you cannot forget. Okay, and that would give you 5%. So second one also you got. This question is an easier version. Let me tell you, because the recent questions weren't like this. It came to JEE Advanced, but try to identify every question as easy element. I'll talk about every question in multiple correct as an easy element. Try to identify the easy element, and that is going to get you more marks than what you would have actually secured by solving the entire question, or even solving an individual single correct answer question. Let's discuss about the next question. So this is a little bit different question. In an experiment, determine the acceleration due to gravity. Now they're making use of some other periodic oscillation. It's possible, right? It's not necessary you go by pendulum. You can go by some other periodic oscillation and you can find out the time period. Now what you have is you have some two quantities. Forget it what they are. The value of R and R is given to you. They are measured with the precision of plus and minus 1 mm. And this is 60 plus 1 mm, this is 60 plus or minus 10 plus or minus 1 mm. In the 5 succession measurements, the time period is found to be 0.52, 0.56, 0.57, 0.54, 0.59 seconds. Okay, you found out the time period for 5 successive measurements. The least count of the watch used for the measurement is 0.01 seconds. Then which of the following are true? How do you go about this question? They haven't talked about how many oscillations you took. How did you calculate it? So your percentage time error is going to be different. Try to understand that point. And if this is correct, this is wrong, if this is correct, this is wrong. Okay, try to understand that. Okay. One among this only can be correct. This can be correct and this can be correct. And the easiest one sounds to me is R. What is the percentage error in R? R can vary 10 plus or minus this respectively said, right? R corresponds to this. So 1 mm can be error in a measurement of 10 mm. How much is the percentage error? 10%. Easiest one first. A is correct. I got a partial mark. Okay. Now time error analysis. How do you do this? In this case, they haven't talked about the oscillation of each time. I mean, this is just given to you. Least count is given to you, but this is not going to help me find out the error in my time period. Good. If I have the entire time period, but I don't have the entire, the entire time for which the experiment has been conducted. So I don't know what is really the error in my analysis. And if you do this thing, you'll understand my error can be greater than 0.01 seconds. Given to you 5 succession readings, what is generally the mean value? What is the mean value called as the real value? Remember, we discussed this point during our error analysis topic. We discussed this point. Your mean error is nothing but the mean error is nothing but the average error. And what is the mean of all the time periods? Mean of all the time periods is the actual reading. Actual reading. If you remember, this was the actual reading, wasn't it? Yes, it was. This was the actual reading. This is the way. This is the standard. This is the actual reading. Your actual reading is nothing but mean of the times. That way, I can say what is my actual reading. If I know my actual reading, I know also my error. T1 plus 5 successive readings, I believe. So I'm just adding them all and divided by 5. And up to what decimal point you will take this mean? Only up to D2 decimal points. It's addition basically. Do remember, averaging is nothing but addition. It's not literally. Don't think it of as division being conducted on it, or division as an arithmetic operation on it, but it's basically addition. 0.52 plus 0.56 plus 0.57 plus of 0.59. 0.52 is written, 0.56 is written, 0.57 is written, 0.59 is written, 0.54 is left over. Divided by 5. You need to add each one of them. I believe it's 250 plus of plus of 8, 7 and 4. 4 and 6, they are complementary, so 10, so 260. 269 and 269 plus 2, 271 plus of 271 plus of is that what we have to do? Plus of 7, yeah. 271 plus of 7, so it's 2.77 divided by 5. And now you need to remember one more thing. Let's again verify this kind of math. Not very comfortable with this kind of math. It's 50, 50, 50, 50, 250, 250, 6 and 4, 260, 260. Okay, 6 and 4, 260, 260, 9 plus of 2, 271, 271 plus 7, 278. Sorry, 2.78. Okay, and let's do a thing. 0.78. We have to write it down. Okay. 0.5, you'll get it up to some decimal points, but do remember to round it off to the least decimal place. In this case, the least decimal place, it's like an addition. Don't think of it as a subtraction thing. This is the actual reading. Okay, forget everything else. This is the actual reading. Now I intentionally took two kinds of problems which have similar matching things, and this 5, and you have something like 28, I guess, and after this 5, so that would be again a 5, and again there would be like 30 is going to give you 6. Yeah. Okay, now round it off. This is greater than 5, it's going to be 0.56. You have to round off before your analysis. And what did we find out? The actual reading. What is your error in each case is what you need to find now. How to do this problem? You need to find the error in each case. This is the actual reading. This is how you will calculate it. This is how you will do it. When you're doing it even in your lab, you'll notice that this is how you'll do it. You will have some experiments in the first year. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to correlate the mean value with the actual reading, right? Let's move forward and understand next what to do. Now we have few elements with us. One is the actual reading of the time. That means I know the error in each reading as well. If I say this is the error in T1, you need to take a mod. Don't forget to take a mod. Yeah, that's correct. And what was the value of T mean, if you remember? 0.56 seconds. And that is 0.52. I'm going to directly write it down. 0.52 minus 0.56. That is going to give you 0.04. All up to the decimal place only. Do not forget to do the significant figure. That's why that chapter was important, that chapter was totally important, because many of your questions are indirectly asked on your significant figures. So delta T2, same thing. T2 minus T mean, in this case it's 0. What about delta T3? T3 minus T mean, how much is that? T3 is 0.057, 0.01. Everything in seconds. This should have been written as 0.00, because actually we know the error up until that point. And what about delta T4? 0.54. You take a mod, you get it as 0.02 seconds. I hope you are understanding what we are doing over here. Not you can comment it, and maybe you can take it a little slower, or however, and how about this 0.03 like T5? So I'll do this part of it. T5 minus T mean. Yes, but this is your JEE Advanced multiple correct answer question, but we haven't actually approached that advanced level yet, because that the first two questions were meant to be like cakewalk, just grab the two options. The third option is going to be challenging, but don't worry about third options according to me. That is given, okay, fine, awesome, but who cares? What we care about is just doing it faster. If you think it's easier, good, awesome. But typically, in JEE Advanced, why do you need to tell someone, the time period of the least count? So this is where JEE Advanced stands. They're just given you, they're testing you conceptually, whether you're going to go and think about it as, calculate the mean, then divide it by 0.01. There you go, boom, you got the wrong answer. But whereas you could have done this. What is the mean error? Mean error is the actual error, right? Remember? Mean error is the actual error. You're going to add all of these values and divide by 5. 0.04 plus 0 plus 0.01 plus 0.02 plus of, I don't even have space to write all the 0.00. 0.003 divided by 5. Okay. Could be an NCERT level question. That is good to know and take advantage of it. That means this is 0.10. What is your error? Error is, I'm going to write the error over here. Delta T mean error is how much? I think we don't have space. So it's going to be 0.02. seconds. Okay, but it's given all in percentages. I think it should be 3.57. Okay, let's calculate it anyway. Let's move. You have t mean, delta t, and now using this, can't you find out the error? Delta t mean divided by delta. Say a little slowly, and delta t mean divided by t mean into 100 is the percentage error in your time period. Okay, I'll come to this part of it, and once we do this, rest is easy, guys. This is the challenging part actually. According to me, this is the challenging part where you find out, okay, this is how you should be finding out the error. Okay, that is going to be 0.02 divided by t mean. How much is t mean? 0.56. 0.56 into 100. Okay, and this is the percentage error, or in your time period oscillation, or percentage time period error. How much is that giving you? It's basically 200 by 56 is what it is. So 200 by 56 is 200 by 56. That's what we have. 100 by 28. Alright, let's write it down. 200 by 56. That is how much? 100 by 28, and it can go by 8, I believe. This is 8 sevens there, and this is 8 25s there. It's going to be something like 3.4 going in the right direction. 3, then we have 4, and then we will have 2, something like that, I think. Let's see, we have 3.5. Maybe that is not correct. 25 by, let's for a moment, 28, 100, and 4, 7, and this is 25, this is 3, and 40, it's okay, that's 40, right? This is 5, more than 5. Sorry guys, okay, this is 5, 7. So 40, 5, 7, okay, 5, 7%. So this is where the trickiness ends in the question. Easy? It's pretty easy, guys. Okay, so it should be B. You got easy one first, second one you mark, because you have to derive this to calculate error in G. Now coming to the error in G is where the trick lies. Note this down, and let's move on to the error in G part of it. So yes, I believe this was just a calculation that you had to do. So let's come to the G part of it. What is G? Don't do the entire thing. Something, it will be like some square of t, like some square of t divided. It will be like some square of t divided into something like r minus r, etc. Rest are constant, just forget it for now. So if I'm going to talk about delta G by G percentage, how much is that? That is nothing but delta G by G percent. Don't do the entire math. I mean, the math can even go wrong. You don't want to do the entire math right now. Right now you're on an exam. So what is your error in delta R? You add it divided by, so you would basically have two types of error in R minus R, and these two errors can give a maximum error of delta R plus of R. Divided by R minus R is what you're going to calculate. This would have some 100 into 100 percentage plus of your time percentage error into 2, right? So this part is all you have to calculate, and delta R, I believe it's 0.1, and it is 60. Let's do a thing. I'll just erase everything. I'll show you what we are doing now. So we found this is the answer, this is the answer. Now we have something known as 60 plus or minus 1, 10 plus or minus 1. So these are the error. R minus of R, it's going to be 60 minus 10. and error is going to add up. Do remember that error is going to add up. Think of it as separate terms that you're analyzing. This can be also written as, okay, let's do a thing. Let's not erase everything. Okay. Just this part of it. So I hope you understood this part where I'm just saying it is 2 into t percentage, because you have t on the denominator into some constant is there. Constant, no errors, forget it. So now what am I doing is, this I'm saying it's 2 into t percentage, because you have t multiplied twice. Now coming to the r part of it, think about it. There can be one time an error in r, which is going to add an error to r minus r, and the other time an error in small r, which is going to add an error to r minus r. And what is the value into 100 is what you have to do actually to find out the percentage error. And that being said, what is your value of r, delta r? 1, and of small delta r, that is also 1. Okay, 60 plus or minus 1, and that was 10 plus or minus 1. And what is the denominator? Denominator is 60 minus 10. Forget the plus or minus 1, you will remove that. It's going to be into 100. This basically 60 minus 10 is 50. 2, 4 percentage. Plus of how much? 2 into, we just calculated, it's 3.57. That was something like, we calculated as, I remember something was, it was like 25 by 7, I guess. So we had something like 3.57, etc. So 2 into 3.57 plus of 4 percentage. Let's do the math. So it's delta G by G percentage error is what we are calculating, and rather I think this time if we move by 100, we still don't have any advantage. Okay. Yeah, we don't have any advantage. Okay, so this should be 3.57 into 2 plus of, how much percentage was that? That was 4%. Yeah, 50, 100 to 4. Okay, and this would give you something like 7, 4 and 14, and that's 14. That's a 7.14. Okay, 7.14 plus 4. Okay, so you round it off, it will be 11%, I believe. Okay, I hope everyone is understanding this concept. It's really simple. You will round it off. If you round it off, if not rounded off, this is the answer. If rounded off, this is the answer. That's all. Little lengthy. So that's the reason I told you, pick up the easiest one first. That could have been the error in the R. Okay, little lengthy, I agree. So D is also correct. So pick up, I don't know if B is correct, D should not be correct anyway. But you know what? Pick up the easiest one, that could have been R. Next, you have to anyway find out the error in T to find out the error in G. So B, and then you'll come to D. Once you have found out the error in T, right? Finding out in G is not a big deal. It's actually a couple of steps only if you understood the concept. The concept was really simple. Error in R and the big R and the small r would add up. You'll keep R minus R as it is. Okay, this will add up. This will add up, right? Think about it logically. You could have made an error where this also is deviated by 1 mm, that is also deviated by 1 mm. You add it up. Alright, let's move on to the next question then. This is in fact a very interesting question. Now comes another form of, another rule in JEE, what you need to do while, you attempt your JEE advanced paper. So this is the rule, guys. Let me tell you, let's talk about the rule. See, let's first of all understand the question. Consider a Vernier calipers in which, actually this is literally a very small question. But it appears as if, this question came for literally like one page or something like that. Okay. And I tried fitting it, like you observe the fonts are small, but actually this is a very small question. Okay, understand the question, read the options. Consider the Vernier calipers in which each 1 centimeter on the main scale is divided into 8 divisions. Okay, I hope it's visible. In which 1 centimeter on the main scale is divided into 8 equal divisions. And a screw gauge with 100 divisions on its circular scale. So that screw gauge has 100 divisions and Vernier scale has 1 centimeter on the main scale, which is divided into 8 divisions, which means what is the one main scale division? 1 centimeter by 8. And in the Vernier calipers, 5 divisions of the Vernier scale coincide with the 4 divisions of the main scale. And in the screw gauge, one complete rotation on the circular scale moves it by 2 divisions on the linear scale. Okay, but remember, what is the least count? 1 division on the circular scale is the least count. Okay, 1 division on that circular scale is the least count. What is 1 pitch? 1 pitch, go by the principle. Principle says that 1 pitch is nothing but the distance between the 2 screws. So you have to rotate it by 1 time. Forget how the main scale of the screw gauge is designed. That's irrelevant to this discussion. Okay, now comes the really important part, reading the options. So 2 kind of things you'll observe. I told you, right? There will be like something that will be told to you, and they'll give you 2 answers that may be violating each other. So one of them has to be correct. If the pitch of the screw gauge is twice the least count of the Vernier calipers, the least count of the screw gauge is 0.01 mm. The first option says if the pitch of the screw gauge is twice the least count of the Vernier calipers. So they are sort of telling you the pitch. And what is pitch? Pitch is literally you rotate it by once, you move by 1 pitch. It's not dependent upon how the main scale is calibrated. Irrelevant. And if the pitch of the screw gauge is twice the least count of Vernier calipers, the least count of screw gauge. So they're basically asking you, they're relating this, actually they're testing your concept on the Vernier scale end and also screw gauge end. And they're telling you if the pitch of the screw gauge is twice the least count of Vernier calipers, what should be the least count? That is the first question. And also let's read the next 2 options. If the least count of the linear scale of the screw gauge, what is the least count of the linear scale of the screw gauge? Remember, the pitch can be divided into 2. So 2 times, okay, I'll come to this part. See, 2 things have been told to you. One is they gave you the complete information on Vernier calipers. You need to count basically from this options you understood that you need to find out the least count of the Vernier calipers. They're always talking about correlating the least count of and the least count of Vernier calipers with something to do with screw gauge least count. And they're talking about pitch least count of linear scale. You very well understood that pitch divided by number of circular scale divisions gives you the least count of screw gauge. Simple. Pitch, distance between the 2 screws, or once you rotate it, your screw gauge moves by 1 pitch. The other part is they're talking about the least count of the linear scale. Okay. Now, if you remember, just a moment. So they're talking about the least count of the linear scale of the screw gauge. If you remember that, that screw gauge on 1 complete rotation moves by 2 divisions on linear scale. That means if you find out 1 main scale division on screw gauge, you have to multiply it with 2 to understand the value of pitch or to find out the value of pitch. General rule of thumb, generally when we started with the discussion of the topic, we said that generally it happens that 1 pitch is nothing but 1 main scale division. But it is possible that you have calibrated with such an accuracy that your main scale division can be further calibrated into 2. Okay, but actually your pitch is 2 times that main scale division in this case. So these are the two scenarios that we need to find out. We'll analyze for scenario A and B and C and D. So one of them has to be the correct answer among A and B, and among C and D, one of them has to be the correct answer, or maybe like only one is the correct answer. It's multiple correct choice, multiple correct. Okay. So first of all, you need to find out the least count of your vernier calipers. You need to do that because everything is correlated with the least count of your vernier calipers. And what is one main scale division? We're talking now about vernier calipers. We haven't got yet into your screw gauge. Have some clarity, guys. That's the most important thing. Okay, one main scale division is divided into 8 equal parts. Centimeter, and that gives you what? 1/8 of a centimeter. Let's keep it as 1/8 of a centimeter for now, and that would make our life easy, I believe. And what about your one vernier scale division? So it's told to you that 4 vernier scale divisions are going. 5 vernier scale is going to divisions are going to coincide with the 4 main scale divisions on the main scale in vernier calipers. Okay, so 4 MSD is equal to 5 VSD. What is the value of your VSD, guys? Your VSD is 1/10, I believe. 4 into 1/8 is equal to 5 VSD. That means your VSD is 1/10 of a centimeter. But what is your least count? Your least count is not 1 VSD. The least count is 1 MSD minus 1 VSD. The difference is what we calculated. Okay, simple. 1/8 minus 1/10. I'm just keeping it as centimeters for now because that is like sometimes that is more convenient. Not necessarily that's the most convenient. Sometimes just calculating it, the final answer can be more convenient, but generally this is more convenient when this makes our calculation less burdening. 1/8, and this consumes less time. Okay, 4 and 5, and that would be 1/40, I think. Am I correct? 5 and 4, yeah. 1/40 of a centimeter. The least count of vernier calipers was how much? So now game is all about vernier calipers, if you remember the options. 540. Now let's analyze scenario A and B. Scenario A and B, it is said that the pitch, I'm going to erase everything. I hope you understood this part. So the pitch is twice the least count of the vernier calipers. Then they are asking you what is the least count of the screw gauge. The pitch is twice the least count of the vernier calipers. Then what is the least count of the screw gauge? Let's do the math. So pitch of screw gauge is given to you as 2 times the least count of vernier calipers. V, I'm just writing it down as V. And what was our least count of vernier calipers? 1/40th of a centimeter. But this is your pitch, which is going to be 1/20 centimeters. But what about your least count of screw gauge? Divided by pitch divided by number of circular scale divisions. Actually, this is a short question. Reading it takes a lot of time actually. To be honest, reading this question will take you a lot of time. Once you understood the question, it's negligible amount of time to solve the question. And 100 divisions on its circular scale. That's like 1/2000. 1/2000 of a centimeter. Let's see which option matches our. So I'll just for now convert it for you into mm and also into points. But do remember to notice things carefully in your JEE Advanced. Okay, this is basically 0.005 mm. Okay. The key is notice the things carefully. So this is scenario A and B. We have analyzed scenario A and B. A and B, we found out that the least count of screw gauge is 0.005 mm. right? Why am I writing down in mm? Actually, your answer is given in mm, else it's 0.0005 centimeters. Okay, so B should be the correct one. A is wrong. Then A is wrong. Simply A is wrong, because this is just a scenario analysis kind of thing where if B is correct, A is wrong. So A is wrong. Now the next comes where you are going to analyze C and D. Now within the C and D, what is the condition? The condition is that the least count of the linear scale of the screw gauge is twice the least count of the Vernier calipers. Okay, let's analyze this part. This part says least count of the main scale reading of the screw gauge is twice the least count of the Vernier calipers. What was the least count of the Vernier calipers? 1/40 centimeters. So the least count of your main scale of your screw gauge is how much? 1/20 of a centimeter. Now let me ask you a question. What is the value of pitch? If you remember, the pitch was actually, pitch is in a complete rotation, how many divisions or how much distance it moves on the main scale. Actually, they have told you in a complete rotation 2 times. If you read the question, in one complete rotation, the circular scale moves it by 2 divisions on the linear scale for a screw gauge. So that means your pitch is going to be least count into main scale reading, least count reading on the screw gauge. So on that linear scale, the least count reading is 2 into least count of Vernier calipers. That condition is given to you. Okay, that is going to be 1/20th of a centimeter. And the pitch is actually in a complete rotation, it is moving 2 divisions on the main scale of, or the linear scale of the screw gauge. So that tells you so this is written everywhere over here. Okay, you can read it if you have any confusion. So it's 2 into 1/20, 1/10th of a centimeter, and pitch is 1/10th of a centimeter. If pitch is we found out the pitch. Now in this case, which I'm going to write it down as 1/10 centimeter, and now you know the least count of the screw gauge. This is the total least count of the screw gauge. Now the main scale reading, it's pitch divided by number of circular scale divisions, CDs, okay, whatever it is, so CSDs. And what is the number? It's 100 into, what is your pitch? 1/10. So it's 1/1000th of a centimeter. But this can be written as 1/100th of a mm. That can be written as 0.01 mm. Right, you move it by 2 decimals to the right, or sorry, to the left. That's it. These are the 2 scenarios given to you. Yes, C is also correct. B and C is correct. That means D is false. If you have missed that small point, this is JEE Advanced. If you have missed that small point, you would have marked it as 0.05 mm for this and 0.05 mm for this. You are thinking both are correct. No. Even if you had understood this, you could have directly said the answer is this by multiplying it with 2. That could have been done. Okay, that is just giving you a hint that if you understood the question really well, you don't have to do the math. You simply multiply this with 2 and come to the answer. That answer is C. And of course, answer is not D. That is also a way of going about it. Answer is not D. Answer is not A. You would have to calculate it. Between A and B, you would have to surely calculate it to understand it. For between C and D, you could have simply decided it by multiplying with 2. And that being said, students, I'll see how many PYQs are left over. I think only one more PYQ. Let's do this. Okay, I'll tell you an easy method for this. Since this is last question, we are approaching the end of the time. I'll tell you an easy method for this. Let's read the question, but let me give you a hint. Notice the options. When it comes to any competitive exams, notice the options, and in this case, this is JEE Advanced, and that too only one correct. Notice the options carefully. Some hint has been given to you already, where you don't have to do the entire math. So there is plus or minus, plus or minus, plus or minus. Only the value inside the plus or minus is varying. The Young's modulus without an approximation to u is given to as 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton per meter square. Okay, I hope this point is clear. Now let's get into the rest of it. So a student performs an experiment to determine the modulus of a wire exactly 2 meter long. No error in the length of the wire by Searle's method. Okay, and the Searle's method, what the student found, the student measures the extension in the length of the wire to be 0.8 mm, and there was a plus or minus 0.5 mm error on the length extension measurement. And similarly, on the load, it's exactly 1 kg, so no errors on the mass side. Again, the student also measures the area or the diameter of that wire, and he finds it out with an uncertainty of 0.01 mm. Let me tell you, don't do the entire math. You already know the Young's modulus. Young's modulus, okay, I'll go by the typical form, expression, because we need to anyway write down the expression to derive the error analysis. Expression for Young's modulus is going to be stress by strain, and when it comes to stress, what is stress in this Searle's experiment? It's F divided by mg. And what is strain? Strain is delta L by L. Okay, stress is F by I'm really sorry guys, F by A, really sorry, this F by A, that is nothing but mg by A into L divided by delta L, right? Now the thing is, don't do this will come out as 2 into 10 to the power 11. Don't do the math, analyze from the options. Okay, this will come out as this value. Analyze from the options, you'll understand 2 and 2 is given to you, only plus or minus is what you have to analyze. Okay, so now they're asking you about delta y by y. Okay, I'll just neat it up a little bit. Hope you understood this point. This is Searle's experiment. Searle's experiment, they'll hang a block, and that block will give certain stress due to that weight, and there will be certain extension delta L, and strain is delta L by L. So there is no uncertainty in the length. So this L is something that you're not worried about. So how this? Okay, there's a little confusion. So I'll write it down as length and write down this as extension. Okay, so I'm going to keep this one as E and that one as L. Just for the instance, do understand, I know generally we are used to delta L by L, but now what am I going to do is I'm going to call this as delta L as E, so that we have a clarity while doing the error analysis, and length as L. Okay, instead of delta L, I'm going to write down as E, extension. Now, what would be delta y by y? M constant. So I'll just mark those things or cut down those things. That's not going to add any error. This is not cutting down really. Mass, exact mass, length, exact length, gravity, exact gravity, area and elongation is going to add error. And what is actually, if I'm going to write down this in terms of diameter, this is something, pi, this is the area of the that place where you're attaching the weight, it's pi d by 2 whole square. You still have the mg while calculating Young's modulus, but don't calculate it, is my suggestion. You can go about it anyway if you are interested in calculating it, but since you'll have only limited time, you'll have to do this. Delta y by y is equal to 2 into delta d by d, diameter, 2 into delta d by d, since area only diameter's uncertainty is given to you, and similarly in elongation you have delta e by e only. Okay, and what is the uncertainty in the extension? 0.05, and in diameter 0.01, where you have a wire with 0.04 mm. Okay, and we calculated y, but in a very indirect way, and when the direct way you can substitute the value, you'll get it as something like 2.117, etc., etc. You can do the math, and In the extension, the uncertainty is 0.05, so that can be this can be the error. And what was the extension value? 0.8. And okay, this is extension. We wrote the other way around. So this is this. We have to write down this term as well. Okay, and this is going to be 2 into what is the uncertainty in the diameter? 0.01 divided by 0.4 mm. Right? So let's do a thing. Just multiply this with just try to make the numerator as the bigger one and try to equate them. That will just keep it easier for us. So this is going to be 55 by 80, and this is going to be 1 by 40, rather 2 by 40, and this is 5 by 80. This is 2 by 40 means if you just bring them along, it's going to be 9 by 80. And what is the value that you want? Actually delta y only. From the options we understood we need only the value of delta y. Okay, and we have the value of y. How much is y? Y is 2 into 10 to the power 11, and we need to find out delta y. Delta y is equal to 9 by 80 into y. Sorry, that is going to be 0.05. Is that correct? Yes, I believe so. 5 by 80, 5 by 80, 9 by 80. Okay, 9 by 80 into 2 into 10 to the power 11. Up until what decimal have they analyzed? Analyze it. First decimal only. First decimal. First decimal. You need to know the first decimal along with the significant figures. Don't forget the concept of significant. You don't want to miss out the concept of significant figures. And if you work it out, let's maybe just do it in a very quick possible way. This is going to be 40, and if I take this to be 90, it's not actually 90. Delta y is something like 0.2, and I need to find out the next digit to really understand whether it's 0.2 or 0.3. We don't know whether it's 0.2 or 0.3. So 90, 10, and that's going to be like another 100. So that's going to be 0. Again 25, something like this. You're going to get it. Okay, and that means it's basically only 0.2 when you do it to the significant figure. This is what you had to find out, not the entire thing. And if you already understood the concept, it's simply 4 steps, 3-step thing, but looks longer. Don't do the entire thing in the exam. But this is only for exam. During a practice session, do the entire thing, because you need to know what is Young's modulus. Answer should be B. Okay. This is just an exam tip, guys. Okay, this is just an exam tip looking at 2 into 10 to the power 11, 2 into 10 to the power 11. Then you mark the answer as B, but this is not a regular tip. This will spoil your concept. So let's move forward, and okay guys, and tomorrow at 11 a.m. this is not 5:30, this is 11 a.m. we have an A to Z session, and this will continue for 3 days, and within the next 3 days we'll complete the units and dimensions and measurements. So these 3 topics will be covered. Especially if you're a JEE Advanced aspirant, you can complete it in this 3 days. This might be a crucial topic for you. And JEE Mains aspirant, do it, because you typically get 2, 3, 4, 5 questions in this topic alone. So make sure you complete this topic, and this is going to be an interesting class where we'll bring up more model problems, we'll discuss the concepts, we'll have an in-depth discussion. And students, if you have any doubts on units, dimensions and measurements, do bring it up. So we'll discuss in this free of cost special class. And success will not come in a day, but shall come in a day, given that you can put in that amount of hard work and smart work, and also have the dream of becoming an IITian or to get into that NITs. So you need to have the dream, students. That is very, 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 very important. More than anything, that dream alone will drive you to work hard. If you have this as your dream, you will work hard. So this dream will make you work hard and smart. Smart is something that we keep on telling you. You need to put it up and do that smart plus hard work. So that is smart hard work. And then that success will come one day. It will not come the day one, but it will come at some day, like when you're going to give your exam, or maybe you're dropped out of giving the exam again, you can make it happen, guys. So work hard. And that being said, students, share this video, like this video. Make sure you like and share this video. It's very important for us. Do share the video on your social media and on your Facebook, WhatsApp, like Twitter, Telegram, wherever, so that students come to know about this JEE English. This is one of the First Nations channel where you have every content from basics until depth for your JEE preparation, free of cost, and that too from your mains to advanced. So share this channel, and completely and exclusively in English. That's the beauty of this channel. And not only that, we have the best educators across this nation on this channel as well, IITians, head of institutions. So do share the channel. Do not forget to share the channel, guys, because it's very important that you share the channel, and rest of the students will also get access to this channel. And guys, keep loving, keep smiling, more importantly, value love, avoid gossips at the moment, and work hard and smart to achieve the success and acquire knowledge. And free of cost knowledge, yes, of course. And students, share this knowledge. It's very important you share the knowledge so that you double and triple your knowledge. And that being said, do check out our Telegram channel. If you already have Telegram app, well and good. If not, download the Telegram app and click on to that link available in the description box below. This link is available. This is JEE English Telegram channel, and this is official channel of Unacademy. And guys, you can just type in JEE_English to also find us. That is this thing in red. You can just type it in to find us on Telegram. And students, this is the place where you'll get timely and live updates on every class that is being conducted by JEE English lecturers. This includes any classes on Unacademy Learning app or any classes on YouTube, any special session. Everything will be posted on this channel, including everyday DPP. So do not forget to click on to this link and get on to our channel, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to do that. Subscribe to also JEE English. And that being said, we completed electrical measuring instruments in one shot on 1st of September. Cover it, guys, cover it. We also completed A to Z of current and electricity. But you know what, this is an important topic for JEE Mains and JEE Advanced preparation. This is available on Unacademy Learning app. So this entire chapter was completed in a single shot within few hours. And we discussed all the JEE Advanced problem on this lecture. And students, to attend such special classes, you need to download Unacademy Learning app. All you need to do is type in Unacademy on your Google Play Store and App Store, and the first search result is going to be Unacademy Learning app. Then you'll choose that one and click on that install button. That's all you need to do. And students, let me tell you, if you're looking for an awesome package for your JEE preparation, we have a champions tool for you. And this comes with everything that you need for your JEE preparation. This includes, you can learn from the nation's best educators, and you can enroll in the program as you want, and one subscription, unlimited access. Yes, it's a paid subscription, but you get access to an awesome structured program like nowhere. And guys, let me tell you something. This is the champions tool. You need this to crack the exam. I mean, of course you can crack the exam from JEE English, but what about that, that kind of environment that you get in your tests? This comes literally from this JEE subscription that you will purchase from Unacademy. It comes with live quizzes, live test series, and it's going to be a very structured program. You can learn from the nation's best educators. Also, we have authors like DC Pandey sir on this platform. And that being said, what you do, you go there, you get the subscription, and you will get access to everything. Moreover, you get access to leaderboards. You come to know about your mistakes. And not only that, guys, you also try and understand, learn from your mistakes. That is very important for your success. And you understand also your national standing, so you know how hard you have to work to get to that goal. And that being said, how do you avail the subscription? All you need to do is click on that extension bar, choose the plus, and then choose IIT JEE as your goal. And goal should be IIT JEE. Students, don't make a mistake over there and get the subscription. That's all you need to do. It's one subscription, unlimited access for the time period. And guys, if you are in 11th class, 9th class or 10th class, this is the subscription for you. It's going to be a 2-year-long journey. So you're going to get 24-month subscription, which is going to only cost you, anywhere around 2,100 per month, which is quite economical. And guys, this thing you will get after applying Murlidharan coupon. So do not forget to apply Murlidharan coupon to get access to this amazing platform. this platform, this champions tool. And that being said, we also have convenient payment options for you. So you can pay in parts using our pay in parts feature. This is an in-house feature by Unacademy. So you can avail this thing to pay in parts. You generally need a subscription above 15K, and also you can use no cost EMI to get the subscription. So these are like two options that I'm discussing that might be convenient for your subscription. This thing. So you can split your fee and pay in parts using either both of them. We also have traditional payment methods. And that being said, guys in long-term or dropout or in 12th class who have only 1 year for JEE preparation, you are going to avail a 12-month subscription. And guys, this is only for students who only have 1 year, and this is not very expensive. It's going to only cost you anywhere around less than 2,900 per month. It's going to be only 2,888. It's a pretty reasonable package as well. Little bit more expensive than a 24-month subscription. But guys, do not forget to apply Murli Live coupon to get this subscription price. And that being said, we have 6,000 plus materials, dedicated programs, and 1,000 plus active courseworks going on just for JEE, and nation's best educators are on Unacademy subscription. So make sure you're taking advantage of this subscription. We have the best in class technology that gives you an environment like what you would have in your IIT JEE exam. And that being said, guys, you need to take tests and quizzes, and make sure you're doing it if you already have the subscription. Take care, stay safe, bye bye. And your question is, yes, it is completed, Nati. Nati, if you haven't completed it yet, come to Monday's class. We'll cover it. So on Monday on Unacademy Learning app, we can do it again at 11 a.m. with more and more, model problems with PYQs. So at 11 a.m. on Unacademy Learning app, you can attend the session. Okay. This is how you can cover it, but we have already covered it on YouTube. Okay. So you can attend the Vernier calipers and screw gauge. We covered it, guys. Okay. All right, guys. So this is Monday. Don't forget it, Nati. And we are starting from tomorrow. We are going to have the classes on units, dimensions, and measurements, especially for all 2021, 2022, or you have your exam in 1 week. Okay, for all of you guys. See you.